including Prof. Kashiram, who gave me in writing that this cannot be done. And finally, I could convince them, and we did it. And somehow AFSA came in and gave some money, R500,000. And since then, this tradition has started. So it's a good tradition, and every year, every second year we do it, and we improve it, better than before, better than before. Our conference is now listed as an international conference, and it's our name, Bali, is at least well known in African continent, I'm sure outside as well. So thanks to the faculty people, those who are carrying the tradition. Like Lijal said, mother of conference, what you said? Okay. I just want to say a little, maybe a little philosophy. This whole idea of parenting, that there should be two parents, mother and father, is an old one actually. Before that, the one could produce children, one person, or many people could share the parenting. Now, that is, I don't know in Western culture, but in a Hindu culture, this is a concept that where you could produce your children through conscious thinking. But then those children didn't enjoy the life, material life. So then the new concept came in, okay, we'll produce children through mother and father, through physical cohesion or whatever, all right? So there is another concept of parenting through consciousness. So we can have 10 parents of one child. And this is also now in UK, they are trying to develop this concept. So I think there can be many parents of this organization, not one. And if you know now the new concept that is coming is they say everything comes from nothing. And which is, I think there's a professor, Lawrence Cross, a physicist, has written about it, that everything comes from nothing. So basically, everything comes from consciousness, even the material world. And the material world that we see is only 5%. And there are also other worlds which we don't see. So with this little philosophy, what Mbali has done in the faculty is created a culture of research. So in 2016, can I just take some water? The faculty was lagging in terms of research output. We are only producing 4 or 5 articles per annum. And my task as a dean was to increase the research output. And it was a difficult decision to motivate people. So I went to everyone, talked to them, tried to motivate, incentivize people. And this was an idea. This is a subtle energy. I became a medium to create this. And I think this allowed other people to participate. There were a lot of people who were scared to go to the conference, even students. Now we expose our students. Yesterday there wasn't a student and she was so nervous. It also happened when I was a student, I used to be nervous, So it's kind of a training. We also train our postgraduate students. And then they come into the real world and they start, becoming a good academician, good researcher. I think this culture then basically percolated through the faculty, different members, and then our research output started increasing tremendously. And today we are producing roughly 35 articles per annum. Okay. Our size of the faculty is almost same. we haven't got the extra budget. So that way we have been quite productive. Also, so that's a good thing. That's a good thing that has come out. So things can be done. I mean, here is an example. I also remember that many people, when I was here, said, look, a lot of people have come and gone, and these things will not happen. It's not easy, you know, that this place is demotivated. All this is nonsense. People, I again go back to the Theodore Schulz. And Schulz, he did a little research in 1980s, and he said, the farmers in developing countries are not stupid. A lot of people were saying, oh, their technology is not good. But he simply said, no, those farmers, whatever technology they have, whatever means they have, they are efficient. You just need to give them new inputs. And that's what happened. Then people gave them new inputs, fertilizers, water, and there was a green revolution in India and in Asia. And India was used to, in 1980s, there was not enough food. Under PL 480, America was giving a lot of wheat. Today, India is exporting wheat. So research can do wonderful things. We have to believe in that. And then I do believe that if we do research, we find out, we can find solution. So the idea of research, once you do research, you create a knowledge. You can be a good teacher, you can be a good administrator, and you can be a good community worker. That's why a good quality of research is very important. And that is what we are trying to do in this faculty. So that's one important part. But the other part that I think why the research in social science is more important than natural sciences. It has a much more lofty aim. Prof. Nomlo already explained it, but I will go a little bit in detail. In a physical sciences, you invent a new machine or a new surgery procedure or a new something, okay, or a new device to measure heart rate or something like that. So by inventing or innovating new instruments, new machines, new technology, you facilitate. You cut down the time, you know, all those kind of things. You save life. But in social science research is, what do? We don't produce machines. And basically, we analyze things, and we can't also do experiment like physics. One can do in physics and chemistry. So what do? We just observe the real world, take it as an experiment. It's a real experiment, and we analyze it, and from that we say, okay, we kind of understand it. So we need to, if we understand this better, I say that you can build better policies, and you can build better people, and you can build better policies, better people, and better politicians. 3 things. Now, if we create a good network of education, and we provide a good quality of education, which includes ethical component. I call them 4 types of capitals. The capital one is a moral capital. So we don't have any moral capital in education now. We're mainly focusing on human capital. Okay, how to increase my income, and if my education doesn't increase my income, then it's useless. That's all we say. Then I'm saying there is other part of the education, moral capital. It builds you some ethics, you know. And then there is a social capital. You can interact with people. some kind of a community feeling. And then there is an elders capital. I call elders capital means you have an experience and you have certain insights. Those insights are lost as soon as you are out of the scene. So I'm sure you all have this kind of experience. You know, it's like I've taught you swimming. You know, this is the way you go and you swim. But you can't swim by simply learning those instructions. When you go in the water, you will have to kind of do, move your hands and all, So there will be a different experience, and that's insights. That insights will only come when you go in the water. And I can't tell you, it will be difficult that insight is very important, someone who is swimming, who is learning to swim. So same way a corporate manager has an insight to manage certain things. Of course, I know all the things, I have the knowledge, but still I need the insights. And those insights are very important. So we are losing those insights. So our education should include all those things. We build these moral capital, social capital, elders capital, so that we can build better policies and better people and better politicians. I think that is the major concern. Can we produce better politicians? Because if we produce better politicians, we can probably solve a lot of problems. If our moral capital goes down, or moral capital of politicians goes down, so it then starts creating problem in the entire economy. And you can see that in my own country here, in India, many other countries, there is a clear evidence about it. So I think, therefore, a good social science research is very important. And this is what happens in developing countries, we ignore it. In countries like United States, maybe you agree with me or concur with me, they spend quite a bit of money on social science research. So therefore, they have they can control a lot of things. For example, in my opinion, please correct me, United States has a strong dollar. But look what is the United States doing. Lots of things they are importing. They are hardly manufacturing any few things, but they only manufacture high-valued product. So what is that? They have a good monetary policy, a think tank, who is managing. Every day they are innovating new policies so that dollar remains strong. So these are some of my thoughts today. I think we need to do more social science research and build a better social science research in order to build good policies, good politicians, and good people. Okay, with this, I'd like to thank you, and now I'd like to introduce Prof. Sukant Baral, who has come from India all the way. And he is a quite talented man, have already got so many patents to his credit, and published number of articles and chapters, books, more than 10 books, I guess. So let me just read some of his achievements. Prof. S.K. Baral has attended his M.Com, LLB, MBA, and PhD from the Utkal University, Bhubaneswar, Odisha, India. As an active academician, he has been closely associated with several Indian and foreign universities to deliver various academic assignments. He has earned 6 Indian copyrights in his favor. He has authored 15 books and edited 10 books with the most current comprehensive state-of-art analysis to fulfill the needs of commerce, economics, and management students, professional and executive working in related fields. He has been conferred with 27 prestigious national international awards. He has contributed to 138 research papers in different acclaimed national and international journals, and also has book chapters including Scopus, IGI Global, ABDC, Sage, Springer, Taylor and Francis, and so on. He has 27 years of rich experience in academia by holding many key positions at various levels. He is an accredited management teacher recognized by All India Management Association, New Delhi. He has completed QIP, which is Professional Ethics from IIT Kharagpur, India under CEP in year 2011. He is currently serving as an honorary executive director in Eudoxia Research University, Newcastle, USA. He is working as professor, Department of Commerce, Faculty of Commerce and Management at Indira Gandhi National Tribal University, Madhya Pradesh, India. Please welcome Prof. Barrow. Thank you.
A very good morning to all of you. Esteemed Professor Lauren Grayling, Dean Faculty of Commerce, Administration, Law, University of Zululand. Professor Ishad Kashiram, Chairperson of this Mbali Conference. Professor Dev D. Tiwari, former Dean, and all organizing committee members, keynote speakers, and people those have joined in this platform in this conference from various places. I must say them namaste. This is a traditional welcome from Indian side. I pay you highest regards and respect for being over here. Today, I'm going to rather share how rural women entrepreneurship and the Fintech platforms in India are working or running side by side. And for that, Indian government has taken a very strong initiative by introducing Make in India, Digital India, and certainly these projects gave a very significant impact or extended a very significant role in accelerating the adoption of Fintech in India. Because you might be knowing that in India, the banking systems is diversified. We have public sector banks in India, owned by Government of India. The number is 21. And we have small finance banks, number is 12. We have private sector banks, is 21. We have payment banks, 6. We have regional rural banks, is 43, and we have foreign banks of 44, and we have local area banks, the number is 3, and we have financial institutions, the number is 4, and the highest number is urban cooperative banks, It is 1,531 in numbers. So with this, I would like to present my views. The traditional sources of financing, I mean to say bank loans, etc., cannot be treated as an essential source of financing of small, medium enterprises in developing countries like India. For this reason, many alternative sources may bootstrapping to microfinance to crowdfunding. During the last decade, a significant contribution in this area has been done by financial technology. And looking into the rural scenario, the recent years have seen rural development take on global significance, especially among developing nations. For a country like India, where majority people of the population, it is about 65% of the people live in rural areas. Contribution of rural-based occupations to the global economy has been immense since long. In spite of a visible portion of rural people migrating to urban areas for different occupations and professions, the traditional ways of earning money and livelihood still play a significant role in the rural economy and national economies at large. And with the backdrop, in recent years, the women in India, different rural areas of India, have been encouraged to become self-reliant and nurture an intention of being entrepreneurs. And here I have given a very small statistics of 1819, the rural and urban areas statistics, percentage of distribution of enterprises looking into male and female. And in this regard, the technology-backed process have started making these women access and take the benefits of various programs as well as connecting to the appropriate stakeholders. With all those things, the current study, I mean to say, I have written a paper on this, and I have taken the data from that paper, and the study is very much attempting to understand the different gap between the women entrepreneurs in rural India reaching their community with services and other benefits. And at the end, I have drawn a conceptual model that has been proposed to understand the role of fintech platforms in overcoming the challenges of women entrepreneurship effectively in the day to come. And we know very well that during the initial years of 21st century, different countries more frequently shifted from rural population towards the urban area, which is very much, observed by us. And the common reason behind this was that because of rapid urbanization leading to creation of jobs and profession in cities and adjacent areas. In addition to this, the clean and green landscapes as well as climate in rural areas offer a healthy lifestyle, while in turn attracts tourists from various places to spend some good quality time in these areas. Looking into that, the growth of global fintech market has been significant. And if at all we'll go for making it different segments, we'll draw all those things into different segments. It is seen out of 6,386 total fintech on investment technology, 28% are working, and lending is 16%, and payments in 27%, banking infrastructure is in 9%, and others 20%. So according to the Business Research Group, the market was valued as about $127.66 billion in 2018, and expected to reach $309.98 billion at the annual growth rate of 24.8% through 2022 by the end of this year. Of course, COVID-19 pandemic has caused significant disruption, but the acceleration it is expected to be continued. And it is very much clear that fintech would play a very pivotal role in financial services going forward. COVID-19, although undoubtedly accelerated that process. Because business models are being re-evaluated to incorporate new strategies and remote capabilities in post-COVID-19 world. As per the recent publication published by recent report by the Brain Insights, the global fintech market is expected to grow from 115.3 billion USD 2021 to 936.51 USD billion by 2030. And at a CAGR growth of like 26.2% during the forecast period of 2022 to 2030. And in India, these are the many women, they are involved in fintech system, but these 5 women in fintech who are now taking over India's finance domain. One is MobiKwik co-founder is Upasana. She is very popular in India by floating a app which is very much appreciated and adopted by all Indians. The name of that app is MobiKwik, is a payment platform. And another lady who is very popular is Hardika. Hardika is Kinara Capital software. She is operating, is the founder of this company, and it is very much focusing for MSME entrepreneurs. Those are doing starting entrepreneurship, and this is a very popular, I mean to say, software. And Swati is the credit mate. At any point of time, the person those are doing entrepreneurship or kind of work involved in different entrepreneurial activities is CreditMate is very popular software, and they are promoting. Apart from these 3, the next 2 is Sucharita. Sucharita is it's very much a popular software, I mean to say, successful fintech operator is Keledophin. Her software name is Keledophin. And Henna is very popular in students, among students in India, is StuCred. many students, poor students, they want to pursue their career for higher studies, for higher entrepreneurship, and for any kind of new things. To create, and henna is there to protect their interest. And many students in India, directly they are writing in their platform, and immediately within 24 hours, the people, they are going to respond and doing a very remarkable job by henna. And these women in fintech are playing a very, very important role in not only to reshaping the industry, but also the society as well. And you see, the scope of fintech innovations in different areas, I have identified that for payment and clearance, there is a huge scope that payment on mobile as well as internet, digital currencies, and mass ledger. And the second area is capital deposit and lending. Here there is a huge scope in the area of crowdfunding in India and customized lending, cloud computing, digital aggregation. Apart from that, we have managing investment is possible through robotics, digital trading, and smart contracts. And the business analysis and managing data is possible through big data and artificial intelligence, which are the areas for innovations. In my paper, I have taken three objectives, basically the underlying reality of untapped skills and opportunities stemming out of rural women entrepreneurship. The current study aims at exploring the following issues. I mean to say, I have identified three issues. The current states of technological, social, and regulatory developments encouraging, aspiring the rural entrepreneurs of India. An insight into the various schemes by the government of India promoting entrepreneurship and connecting the stakeholders at a large, and formulating a multidimensional conceptual model which can be helpful to the rural women entrepreneurs to reap up the benefits provided by fintech companies with the scope of financial inclusion of a farmer. And the findings and observations will be identified, can be taken in this way: the growth of internet and mobile phone uses. As a technological helping tool, internet acts as a facilitator while providing connectivity between financial organization and concerned beneficiaries. And currently in India, the internet penetration is about 300 million and expected to touch 500 million by 2024. Majority of which will be the users of Tier 2 cities and rural areas. The increased use of internet has been complemented by the rapid penetration of mobile into rural bases. The problem area, I have identified most of the farmers, those are including the women in rural areas, are having problems in not being properly informed about packaging, fertilizers, soil testing, availing right kind of machineries, as well as inability to connect the marketplace. Possible solutions. there can be training sessions provided online with ease to the aspirants, which in turn will become information providers and addressing to solve the concern to a great extent. And Government of India has taken major steps, initiatives for launching different schemes. One very popular scheme is PAHAL. PAHAL is a colloquial language. So in English, that will be direct benefit transfer for LPG. LPG is the cooking gas. It for easy distribution, for making it a very smooth distribution, government has launched a very popular scheme. And many people, they have connected in this scheme. And another scheme is National Social Assistance Program. This is also a very popular scheme being adopted by Government of India. And Government of India also also included the scholarship scheme, which is very much, I mean to say, helpful to the poor students, to the students those are unable to afford for their higher studies. And another program is being operated, initiated by Government of India is Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Gramin. This is village people how will be getting one house for individuals. It is being taken care by the Government of India. And many people are being, benefited out of this. And fertilizer, earlier there was a deficit in fertilizer in our country. And it was very difficult to get fertilizer in right time. But nowadays, the fertilizer is plentifully available because of better public distribution system. And moreover, you will be astonished, during COVID-19, during 2020, India was a surplus country in agriculture, apart from COVID-19 and other things. It is about 2.7% surplus food are available in India. So there was no food crisis or kind of like a problem during COVID-19 2021. And apart from that, we know very well that we have experimented during 2005 to 2010 that the society was highly informative society. It is called ICT-based economy. But later on, by 2010 to 2010 onwards, the society converted into knowledge product and services. This is being known as the knowledge-based society. So now, after 2020, we are in the competitive society, competitive knowledge economy. So that is why the Fintech financial technology plays a very, very important role in developing the economy. And through my studies, I have identified that the initiatives and technology-backed processes, Government of India, along with various banks and Fintech companies, these have been some visible results which become very, very worthy to mention over here. For example, the reach and penetration to different remote areas has been more than before. Almost more than 30% of villages are already covered in the last 5 years. The amount of benefits provided because of these efforts has been to the tune of more than 41 crores. The major challenges for fintech companies to reach the beneficiaries like the women entrepreneurs were found to be explained in this way. High investment required by the companies to set up its establishment, typically in the form of rural branches, bank branches. And the agents appointed were mostly dormant over a period of time. So the accounts of the beneficiary were found to be inactive in most cases. The dependency of people over the bank has been traditionally excessive. And I have developed a model which is a very suggestive framework. The name maybe I have taken as you have given your name is Mbali. So I have got a beautiful definition for this Mbali program. I have discovered yesterday night. Most beautiful association of learning and interaction is Mbali. Most beautiful association of learning and interaction. So I have developed a conceptual model is setting, inception, and execution. It is known as SIE model. This is like an alternative framework to bank branch. Stage one is setting of Aadhaar-enabled payment system. We have in India, we have an unique identification card is known as Aadhaar. Aam Aadmi identification is in a very, colloquial language, it means unique identification card. So we have Aadhaar card. It is linked in all kind of like transactions, any kind of like benefits we are taking, even if in IT return. And this year, it is going to be linked with voter ID card. So, I have proposed that setting of a Aadhaar enabled payment system to be made, and how the benefits, reaching the beneficiaries, the rural entrepreneurs, as far and wide places, they must be contacted, they must be involved, they must be taken into the frame, and the scope for accelerated expansion because of digitization and portable and doorstep banking system without any branch, so that rural women could be benefited, and more efficient tech-based loan disbursement and financial support may be another important aspect. And the second stage I have taken is the ICT, information and communication technology-based financial service process. So in this stage, we must be there must be selection of stakeholders and consultation and agreement with stakeholders and development and operational process to be adopted. And stage 3 is execution process flow, where the area must be selected and conducting a baseline surveys and selection of beneficiaries and giving training to the aspirants and managing the transactions, providing technical support, building awareness among them as well as others, arranging frequent meetings, providing space for complaint handling, and helping in implementation of policies and procedures of fintech companies. So here, the implementation of policies and procedures of fintech company will be taken place. So my conclusion would be like this. It seems like the common problem and challenges faced by the women entrepreneurs in rural-based mostly get aggravated because of inadequate financial support and infrastructure. Apart from all those efforts being made by the government of India, the benefits are not coming to the many women, those are living in village area in India. However, with the advancement of fintech industry, these challenges ought to be declining to a greater extent in the year to come. The financial inclusion with focus of women entrepreneurs in rural areas is going to the order of the future. The prime occupation of farm-based units and ancillary business processes are going to be immensely benefited because of the intervention of fintech processes. The research and development, as Professor Theory was telling in his address in the morning, that research, social research. So social research is very much important, sir. You are right. You told it creates impact. It allows to predict human behavior. So the research and development happening in fintech across the globe will surely be helping to make this cause in favor of growing the economy at large. So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. I am very much happy. Thank you very much. Namaste. And I must tell Dr. Liji, who has opening this program. Thank you, madam. You have started today. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if there's any questions or observations that anyone would like to make after this informative discussion. Prof. Kashiram?
Thank you for a very interesting presentation, Prof. I was wondering how do these fintech